the league matchup recap with your host, three-time champion, your commish, Los Borrachos.
Good morning, motherfuckers. Week number 4 done in the books, baby. Some good shit. Good Monday night game. Well, for some of us, not for all of us. But yeah, I'm gonna go over high scorer, low scorer, blowout of the week. I'll go over the matchups. Then after that, I'll hit up the waiver wire, see what's up. It's waiver wire Tuesday. Also, I'll let you guys know who's on bye, who's not on bye, and maybe moves you guys gotta make. So let's get into it.
New high score!
What does high score mean? New high score, is that bad? What does that mean? Did I break it?
8th play of the drive. Fired, caught, Lamb to the 32, so CD, who has made a 4-catch game.
He certainly has that ability, not just out there being physical in the run game.
Second year out of North Dakota State to the sideline. Here goes Lamb. He gets spring on the inside. CD Lamb. Touchdown. And for a change, no flag.
And our high scorer of the week, Mike and the boys. The soup kitchen is open. Yeah, I mean, by 4 points, coming down, I had 143, but that's here nor there. Mike and the boys with a score of 147, high scorer of the week. He had Brock Purdy starting with 20 points, CeeDee Lamb, which was his highest scorer on his team, with 23, Stephon Diggs, 18, Josh Jacobs, 11, David Montgomery, 15, George Kittle, 14, T. Higgins, 12, Jerome Ford, 15, and that Cleveland defense with 15 points. Not really on his bench anybody that, Trey Tucker from Las Vegas, but I think he just picked him up as a waiver stash, especially with Devontae Adams going in the IR, being out that game. Yeah, no one else on your bench would have done any more points than the people you had starting. But yeah, man, good shit. I mean, you dropped Jared Goff, and then he all of a sudden had a fucking blow up game and shit. But I mean, Brock Purdy's solid, man. That's what it'll give you. That's what shit I was hoping for 20 points from. Josh Allen couldn't even give me that. Gave me like 9. But yeah, it was just consistent, pretty much double digits your whole squad. Good shit, man. Hopefully that gives you a little more points. I know you were low on points. But nah, yeah, man, good shit. High score of the week.
Blowout of the week, brought to you by Yo Mama.
All right. This makes it a little easier because blowout of the week is also the lowest score of the week. The En Fuegos coming in at 83 points. And he was the biggest blowout by 15 points. That's pretty cool that, our points are that fucking far-fetched that, that the blowouts are different margins and shit. But although if both of these guys had played any of us, they could have both been blowout of the weeks. So he had Kyler Murray, 13 points over his projected 25. He had Ayuk with his projected 14, only put up 6. Cole Kmet only put up 6 points. I was projected 8. Carson Steele with a -0. 8.4. So yeah, I think he fumbled and then they just sat him. Cam Akers with 5 points. Miami's defense with just 2 points. Hurts, I mean, that would have only been 6 points. I mean, it would have only left the margin a little lower, but yeah, but he was missing McBride, AJ Brown. I mean, Jonathan Brooks is there, but I doubt he's gonna. I don't know the way Chuba Hubbard's playing, man. Oh, Raheem Mostert wasn't playing, and Christian Watson was ended up getting injured. Waddle obviously still not putting up shit because need to figure out that quarterback situation. But all around, fucking just just bad just bad matchups, I guess. I mean, Ayuk hasn't been right pretty much all season. This is supposed to be a get right game for him. It was a get right game for him last game against the shitty Rams, and gonna take advantage of that. Chris Olave, pretty good, 16 points over his projected 12. Jahmyr Gibbs did what he could with 19. That was his highest scorer of the team. But yeah, all in all, man, I don't know. And then next week you got a good amount of buys. You're gonna have to drop some people that I know you don't want to. But as far as blowout, I mean, I can't really say much because of the whole. I mean, he only put up 98. But I mean, he had Mark Andrews 0, Joe Mixon 0. Anthony Richardson left the game. He only put 5 points. But he had fucking blow up games from Pittman, Deontay Johnson, and Kenneth Walker. And the Tennessee defense. But yeah, we'll talk about it in the matchup recap. So I'll see what you can do there in Fuegos. All right. And week 4 matchup results. So we have Los Borrachos beating Los Tanks 143 to 133. Mike and the Boys 147 beating the Rook 137. Nighthawk losing to Rebel Scum 145 to 138. OG Men beating the En Fuegos 98 to 83. The Arab Sensations beating the Warhammers 139 to 126. So yeah, we'll check out these matchups, see what's up. All right, in our first matchup, we have Los Borrachos versus Los Tanks. Los Borrachos with a win with 143 over Los Tanks 133. 10 points. Was underdog, projected to lose by 3 points. Started off good. Yeah, I had Brian Thomas, 21 points. And you all looked at me like I was a fool. Who's this man he's drafting? Brian Thomas with 21 points. Jordan Mason with 26. Chuba Hubbard with 24. And Lad McConkey with 17. Don't be a donkey. Draft Lad McConkey. Los Tanks. Let's see. He had Kyron Williams, obviously, fucking 20 points. And then Alvin Kamara with 24. Jake Ferguson with 11. Jordan Addison with 22. I saw him on the damn wire. I should have just picked him up. But I was like, nah, I don't think I'll use him. And look at him. Fucking blew up. But yeah, good shit. I said only a 10-point victory. Fucking Josh Allen almost cost me my goddamn match with just 9 points. Fucking Kincaid outscored him with 9.7. Fucking Josh Allen. So that's 2 games. And then the Jets defense had like 15 points at one point, and then it just started going down from there. But yeah, man, good game. Let's see. Yeah, you had the Cowboys defense, man. It's not what it used to be. You guys just lost 2 more guys on that front 4. Amari Cooper. Oh man, when I saw that 80-yard touchdown, I was like, "Fucking Raiders did it to me again. These sons of bitches." I was like, "Motherfuckers." But yeah, good shit, man. We'll go to the next matchup. All right, our next matchup we had Soup Kitchen, Mike and the Boys versus the Rook. Mike and the Boys beating the Rook 147 to 137. So another 10-point difference. This one came down on Monday night. Mike and the Boys' highest scorer was CeeDee Lamb with 23. He had Stephon Diggs with 18. David Montgomery with 15 on a Monday night. George Kittle coming back from injury with putting up 14. Jerome Ford with 15. And Cleveland defense with 15. The Rook had Nico Collins with 35 points. Fuck, who would have thought? I thought it would be a timeshare in that fucking wide receiver group, but nah, man, good shit. Metcalf with 17. I saw a few, because I didn't watch the game, but I saw a few clips of people saying like he should have had at least another 2 touchdowns. That's fucking crazy. I guess they called one back, and it looks like his knee's down, but they're saying I guess he was out of bounds. Jonathan Taylor with 19. Aaron Jones with 17. Revenge game. Had Jaden Reed on the bench with 29. I don't know, man. Now that Jordan Love's back, I think you could start Jaden Reed. Problem is, I mean, who do you start him over? Well, I mean, probably now that if Jonathan Taylor misses some time, put Aaron Jones as your RB2, and then put in what's his name, Jaden Reed as your flex. Yeah, I mean that would have been the difference in that win. And then yeah, Mike and the Boys. I mean, no one gave you single digits or 0. Unlike the Rook, told you, man. Patrick Mahomes, 18 points. And then Kyle Pitts with 0. And then for the coach to say stats don't matter, that's for losers. It's like, damn. Houston defense putting up 2. Told you, man. I don't know. I didn't know about that Houston defense, but again, I don't know where you guys get your info sometimes. So, yeah, Saquon Barkley only 13. That was a tough. I don't know. Maybe after the bye, when everyone comes back healthy, he'll do a little bit better. You'll have that threat of Jalen Hurts throwing the ball and stuff like that. So maybe we'll go back to normal as far as points wise. But yeah, man, good shit. Up there in points. I mean, had you played anybody else, you would have won. But I mean, it is what it is. So yeah, good luck to you guys next week. On to the next one. All right, in our next matchup, we have Rebel Scum beating Nighthawk 145 to 138 with a point difference of 7 points. Rebel Scum had Lamar Jackson put up 29, Justin Jefferson 20, Amon-Ra St. Brown 22, James Conner 20, Pat Fryermuth 16, Jackson Smith and Jigba with 13. Nighthawk had Derrick Henry with 37 points. They were really trying to get him that 200-yard game, but he couldn't get it. Travis Kelce coming back to life. I wonder how. With 15 points. Bucky Irving with 12 points. Ellen Lazard with 10. Let's see. Rebel Scum. Najee Harris just put up 10, but I mean, his projected was 12. Achan put up 5, projected 15. Yeah, I don't know how consistent that man's going to be, especially with the defenses honing in. I think it's just going to be the way that defenses play him. Maybe if it's a light matchup, he's just going to be a matchup play by this point. Chiefs versus Chargers gave you only 6. I could have thought it would be better. I mean, you got Tony Pollard. You got some people on your bench, left some points on there that over that. So the margin of victory would have been a little higher. But yeah, man, I think you should always start Tony Pollard from now on. He looks pretty good. And he's gained most of those touches too. It's not a full blown timeshare with Tajay Spears, but they're both complementing each other. Nighthawk. I mean, I thought Joe Burrow and Chase were gonna blow up against Carolina, but I'm telling you, J.C. Horn, good corner. Just 3 receptions for 85 yards. Fuck. Man, it's a little bit hard for Joe Burrow to pay off, especially if he doesn't run the ball or do any of those things that other quarterbacks are doing. Hopkins with just 5 points. Yeah, I don't know about Hopkins, especially with Will Levis being his quarterback. James Cook with 5. Yeah, the whole Bills fucking offense sucked. So yeah, I guess it was just Rebel Scum had a few more guys put up more points. He only had 2 guys in single digits. He had 3. It's gonna come down to that with some of these matchups with whoever you play. Let's see, Worthy, Sutton, and Tyler Lockett, but double digits. But yeah, it is what it is. Rebel Scum, good shit on the win. Nighthawk, better luck next week. We'll get into the next matchup. All right, and our next matchup is the blowout of the week. OG Man versus the En Fuegos. OG Man getting the win, 98 to 83 points from the En Fuegos. Not going to get too much into it because I already kind of talked about it in the blowout section. But yeah, OG Man had Michael Pittman put up 19, Deontay Johnson 21, Kenneth Walker 33 on a Monday night. Oh, he had 3 rushing touchdowns. Fuck. Tennessee's defense with 11. Left some points on the bench. Justice Hill. Told you it probably was going to be a good start. I say expected it to be a shootout, but I mean, even that, 21 points, that's not bad. And then Kareem Hunt replacing Carson Steele. I guess they just wanted to get him more up to date with the playbook, I guess. And then once Carson Steele fumbled, it was over for him. But yeah, for the En Fuegos, he just had Olave and Jameer Gibbs and Rico Dowdle put up double digits over their projection. I mean, like I said, Jalen Hurts with 19 on the bench, but just both of them, their benches are just riddled with injured players, out players. OG Man with 3 guys on IR, 1 out. 2 out actually because he left Joe Mixon and he was out technically. Mark Andrews, who technically was out. But yeah, I mean, good luck to you both next week. Work that waiver wire. So I put out these things about waiver wire. Up to you if you want to listen or not. But yeah, good luck to you guys next week. All right, and last but not least, we had the Arab Sensation beating the Warhammers 139 to 126. This is supposed to be a close one. Came down to Monday night. So the Arab Sensations had CJ Stroud coming in with a vengeance with 30 points. Brian Robinson Jr. with 22. Malik Neighbors with 25. And that San Francisco defense with 22. The Warhammers with Jaden Daniels 29. Mike Evans 23. Zach Moss 17. Goddard with 13. George Pickens with 18, and Terry McLaurin with 18 also. Him was just Pittsburgh putting up 2 points, Brees Hall 3, and that 0 with Rashee Rice. More injuries for the Warhammers, already having what's his name, Puka Nacua on IR. Jordan Love with 43 points. With a loss of 13 by 13 points. Close. Yeah, Air Sensations though, still with Garrett Wilson only putting up 7. Travis Etienne put up 7. It looked like he was injured. I'm not sure what happened. I think it says something about a shoulder or some shit. Laporta putting up 9. I mean, got you 9 points this time, not 0. Odunze with just 2 points. It's just that those single digits were a little bit larger for the Arab Sensations than the Warhammers. Javonte Williams finally putting up points, put up 10. Tutu Atwell 12. Yeah, I was like, with what's his name, with Keenan Allen back, I thought they were trying to get him more involved. Looked like they were trying to use the run game a little more in this game, so that's why Odunze fell off. DJ Moore, I think, had a few more targets than he did. But I think it goes DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, then Roma Dunze. But just that offense doesn't look right to me. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Burrs. The Burrs. But yeah, man, good shit. Good win. Good luck next week for you both. All right, and just a reminder, people on bye this week. We got the Detroit Lions, the Los Angeles Chargers, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Tennessee Titans. And in case you want to get ahead of the curve, next week we have the Kansas City Chiefs, the LA Rams, the Miami Dolphins, and the Minnesota Vikings. Just to, keep that in mind in case you want to get ahead of it, if you need someone to replace and stuff like that. If you're dealing with a bunch of injuries and you don't have the space to be holding people on bye on your bench, yeah, man, I don't know what to tell you. You're gonna have to drop people. Looks like the next bye Mageddon is until week 12 and week 14. We have about 6. Week 12 and week 14, we have 6 teams on bye. Fucking NFL, I don't know why they do that to us. But yeah, we'll get into waiver wire.
This week's waiver wire pickups, brought to you by Tus Nalgas.
All right, and we start off with the QB position. Waiver Wire QBs. We got Baker Mayfield going up against Atlanta. He's been pretty solid. I think it's only that one game against Denver that he kind of fucking crapped the bed, as so they say. But other than that, he's been pretty solid. He even ran in another touchdown, I believe. So yeah, I mean, you could do worse than Baker. Geno Smith going up against the New York Giants. It's the Giants. Just saw Dak Prescott fucking throw against them. I think they're pretty solid against the run. So I mean, they might have to throw a little bit more on in this game. Next one, Justin Fields versus Dallas. Like I said, Dallas lost like two guys, important guys. What's his name? Something Lawrence. I think he's might go on IR, and then Micah Parsons might be out for a bit. And Justin Fields lighting it up. I mean, I expect this to probably be a small shootout, if anything. I mean, I don't see why Dallas wouldn't be able to put up points against the Steelers defense, especially after they just lost to the shitty Colts. I also put here Jared Goff. He's on a bye, but I mean, after that, the good thing about a quarterback who already took his bye week is you don't have to worry about that shit. Like I said, if you need it, I mean, he's there. He was pretty solid on Monday night. He's solid when he plays in a dome. Maybe he's just dusting off the rust in the first month of the season, and now he's going to get it together. But just some names you guys want to maybe take a look at, see if improve or just stash, I guess, in case you need them. All right, we'll move on to running backs. All right, and on to running backs. There's not too many that we could pick up and start and get some points out of them. So most of these are kind of speculative ads, as they say. First one, Antonio Gibson. I mean, Ramondre Stevenson fumbled again. I think he's fumbled in every single game this season. I mean, he could lose his job to Antonio Gibson. He ended up getting a bunch of run in that San Francisco game. And plus, he's a pass catcher too. So he would do good in Washington. I don't see why he wouldn't be able to do well in New England. Problem is, New England doesn't have a really solid offensive line. But I mean, they go up against Miami. They just gave up points to Tajay Spears and Tony Pollard. So I mean, it could be a good matchup for them. And then, I mean, both struggling teams could end up with some points there. Antonio Gibson, Cordero Patterson, just got to check on his health status, but it looked like he was kind of taking over that backfield at the beginning of the game. I kept seeing a lot of him like breaking off runs and stuff like that until he got injured. But they're saying it shouldn't be a serious thing. I think they're just gonna let him rest and then play on Sunday, especially with Jalen Warren out. I mean, and again, they played Dallas. Dallas was giving a lot of points to the running back. And that's pretty much what Pittsburgh wants to do is just run the fucking ball. Another one is Trey Sermon. Again, I don't know the status of Jonathan Taylor. They keep saying like it's a minor ankle thing, but come on, man. There's no such thing as a minor ankle sprain thing. Some of the doctor people that I follow on Instagram, they're saying it should be like at least a 2 or 3 week recovery period, especially because it's the same ankle that he fucked up, I guess, 2 seasons ago when he was out for a while. So it's that same ankle. So I mean, Trey Sermon was the one that came in and started playing, and I think he's the only. I don't know who else is in that backfield, but all I heard was Trey Sermon's name. So he could be an ad for you if you want to whatchamacallit, try and get him. Maybe if you have Jonathan Taylor and you need him. But yeah, like I said, not too much running backs available in the waiver wire that you're like, oh shit, I could pick him up and start him, and he'll give me solid points. So we'll move on to wide receiver. All right, and wide receivers, we have a few more than we did running backs on this one. So we got Wan'Dale Robinson. Told you guys to start him last week. Put up 18 points. He's getting the targets. He's not getting the yardage yet. Once Daniel Jones gets it together and shit, and can hit him in stride, he'll do a lot better. Dontavian Wicks. I mean, we'll see how. I just saw Christian Watson's not going to go on IR. They say it's like a minor. Same thing with Jonathan Taylor. That's a minor ankle sprain, so he's not going on IR. So that kind of defeats the purpose of Dontavian Wicks, because that's the spot that he would take over in case Watson misses some time. Josh Downs came back and just started putting up fantasy points with Richardson and with Joe Flacco. Jerry Jeudy put up a solid stat line. They play Washington coming up, and they gave up a lot of points to the wide receiver position. Let's see. Greg Dortch. He's a slot receiver, getting some of those targets. They go up against San Francisco. I mean, even if they're playing from behind, I don't know what's going on with the fucking Cardinals. They blew up against the Rams, and then after that, they haven't really done shit. They need to get it together. But yeah, five guys that you put a waiver claim on them in case you need someone for this upcoming week. Like I said, Jerry Jeudy, Wan'Dale Robinson, Dontavian Wicks, Josh Downs, Greg Dortch. There's a few other guys if you want to take a flyer on them. Just go off of matchup and stuff like that. But these are the main guys that I would grab and start if you want. That you could pick up, grab, and start for this upcoming week. They all have pretty good matchups. So yeah, up to you which one you wanna, if you wanna pick one up or if you can. So yeah, we'll move on to tight ends. All right, and the dreaded tight end position. Same thing. A few more guys on the wire, but two of them you got to check their health status. David Njoku. I mean, they said he might play this week. He plays Washington. I mean, he put up a solid stat line before he went down. So I think he'll do well if he starts, if he plays. I mean, in case you need a tight end or your tight end's not performing, why not give it a shot with Njoku? Taysom Hill put up some points. They're playing KC, so I don't see why that wouldn't be a small little shootout. And they use that fool everywhere. But again, check his health status. I think it was a rib, something with a rib. Some people play through it. They just wear like extra padding, I guess, and they go in there. Tucker Kraft, it looks like he took over Luke Musgrave as a tight end to own there. They play the Rams. The Rams give up a lot of points to the tight end position. And then especially if Watson misses some time, then Tucker Kraft could get some of those targets. Zach Ertz, it looks like he's building some rapport with Jaden Daniels. They play Cleveland. Cleveland's a tough defense. Might want to get the ball out quicker. Sometimes that doesn't give him time for the play to develop, so he just checks it down to Zach Ertz. PPR his way to like a good fantasy day. But yeah, fucking Jaden Daniels, consistent, solid. I don't see why he doesn't keep it. Why he can't keep it going against Cleveland's defense. But yeah, we'll get into defenses. All right, and now to the defensive matchups you can pick up and start. New England versus Miami. Titans just put up 11 points on them. Well, even though fantasy-wise defense. I don't see why New England doesn't do it. New England's at home. They've been struggling, but they're a solid defense. Denver versus Las Vegas. I mean, it just shut down Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. And before that, I think it was Baker Mayfield and Tampa Bay. So I think it should be solid. Las Vegas. I mean, Crosby should be back, I believe. But even then, like the guy who took over his position looked pretty solid also. There's a few. I wanted to put Seattle right here versus. I'll put them. Seattle versus the New York Giants. Seattle's at home. Why not? I mean, Daniel Jones has taken care of the ball a little bit better. That offensive line's a little better than last season, so he's not giving up too much sacks. Plus Malik Neighbors, man. So I don't know. That'd be on your own risk to, start the Seattle defense versus the Giants. That's it. I mean, there's other teams on there, but a lot of them are playing either someone that has a pretty good player in there that could blow up and then just start scoring on you, or things like that. But yeah, check them out. See what tickles your fancy. All right, and that'll do it for me. Good luck on your waiver wires. Drown your sorrows, and then we're on to next week. So yeah, I'll probably do it tomorrow. I'm still iffy about because I might have some shit to do tomorrow, but if not, for sure Thursday. Just like last week, I'll do it Thursday and post it out for you guys. But yeah, peace out. Talk to you guys later.
Thank you for watching the Los Borrachos Happy Hour. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time,